Right now, tonight, there is a rat inside your city, inside your building, possibly inside your walls. And there are more of them than there have ever been in the entire history of human civilization. They carry 50 diseases. They cost America $27 billion a year. They survived the Black Death, 2 world wars, nuclear testing. And according to a 2025 peer-reviewed study, they are multiplying faster than any city on Earth can stop them. This is the dark side of rats. Stay with me, because part 3 of this video, the intelligence section, is the reason every city on Earth is currently losing this war. And part 4? Part 4 is the one that's going to make you check your walls before you go to sleep tonight. Let's go. Here's a number nobody says out loud. 8 billion. That's the current human population of Earth, and scientists estimate there is at least 1 rat for every single person alive right now. 8 billion rats, on the same planet as you, in the same cities as you, increasingly, in the same buildings as you. In New York City alone, there are an estimated 9 million rats. That's nearly as many rats as people, in one city. But it gets worse. A landmark study published in January 2025 in the journal Science Advances analyzed rat populations across 16 cities worldwide. 11 of those 16 cities, 69%, showed significant increases in rat numbers. Washington, D.C., the fastest growing rat population of any city on Earth, 3 times faster than Boston, 50% faster than New York. The reason? Climate change. Warmer temperatures mean rats stay above ground longer. Females reach sexual maturity earlier. They get pregnant faster, more often, bigger litters. 1 pair of rats can produce up to 15,000 descendants in a single year. That's not a rat problem. That's a rat army being built inside your city this year, right now. And it's costing the United States $27 billion annually. And still, nobody is winning. But the numbers are just the surface. What they're carrying inside them is the part that changes everything. Rats don't just live near you. They contaminate everything you touch. The CDC confirms rats and rodents directly transmit at least 35 diseases to humans and serve as hosts for parasites carrying 15 more. 50 diseases, carried by the animal living in your walls. You already know Hantavirus, 35% kill rate, no cure, no antiviral. Contracted by breathing contaminated dust from rat droppings in your shed, your garage, your attic. But Hantavirus is barely the start. Leptospirosis, a bacterial infection spread through rat urine contaminating water and soil. 1.03 million cases worldwide every year. 58,000 deaths. You catch it by walking barefoot through contaminated ground, or by touching your face after touching a surface a rat walked across, a surface that looks completely clean. Rat bite fever, bacteria living in a rat's mouth. 1 bite, 1 scratch, 1 brush of contact, untreated, it kills up to 10% of those infected. And then there's the one that surprises everyone, bubonic plague. Yes, that plague. The one that killed 1/3 of Europe's population in the 14th century. Still active. Over 600 confirmed cases every single year. Rats carry the fleas. The fleas carry the bacteria. It never left. Every time a rat walks across your kitchen counter, every surface it touches becomes a transmission point. You cannot see it. You cannot smell it. And you have no idea it happened. 50 diseases. Living in the walls of 11 of the world's largest cities. All of which are getting warmer. All of which are getting more rats. But here's the thing, the diseases aren't even the real long-term threat. What comes next is, you've been thinking of rats as pests. Researchers stopped thinking that a long time ago. A rat's hippocampus, the memory and navigation center of the brain, is structurally similar to the human hippocampus. Not close, similar. Brain imaging shows rat neural patterns during navigation that are nearly identical to those found in your brain. They build cognitive maps, 3-dimensional mental blueprints of every environment they inhabit. And they update those maps in real time. When scientists moved obstacles in a maze, rats adapted their strategy within just a few trials. Not from instinct, from active problem solving. They can remember maze routes for up to 48 months. That's essentially their entire lifespan. But here's the part that genuinely unsettles pest control professionals. Rat colonies practice cultural transmission. Young rats learn from older ones which foods are safe, which routes are fastest, which traps to avoid. That last one. Pest control professionals across the US now report that rat populations in the same buildings are increasingly avoiding traps and poisons that worked on previous generations. They are not adapting genetically. They They are learning socially. The traps that worked in 2015 don't work in 2025 in the same building, because the rats that survived taught their offspring exactly what to avoid. You are not in a pest control problem. You are in an intelligence war. And the rats have been winning for longer than you think. Now here's the part about your walls. Most people assume rats live outside, in sewers, in parks, in alleyways, not in your home. Here's what the data actually says. Rats can enter your home through a hole the diameter of a coin, a single coin. They can tread water for 3 days straight. They've been documented entering homes by swimming up through toilet pipes and emerging through the drain. Your bathroom, your toilet, while you sleep. Their teeth are harder than copper, harder than aluminium, and harder than some grades of steel. They gnaw through concrete, through lead pipes, through electrical wiring. That last one is the one that keeps fire investigators awake. Every year in the United States, rats gnawing through electrical wiring are estimated to cause up to 25% of all house fires with unknown origin. 1 in 4 unexplained house fires. Rats. Not a faulty plug, not a candle. Rats. In the walls, chewing through live cables, while you're in the room next door. You don't see them, you don't hear them. You find out when the smoke alarm goes off at 3 a.m., and they are doing this in growing numbers, in warmer cities, in denser populations, right now, tonight, in 11 of the 16 largest cities on Earth. And now the part that connects everything. In May 2026, a cruise ship in the Atlantic Ocean. 3 people dead, 11 infected, 41 Americans across 16 states under CDC monitoring. Andes virus, a strain of Hantavirus. The initial infection? Traced back to a rodent-contaminated site in South America. 1 rodent, 1 location, 3 deaths, 16 states. And in April 2025, Virginia Tech published a study confirming that Hantavirus now carries pandemic potential. Not epidemic, pandemic. The same threat classification as COVID-19, carried by the animal already living inside 11 of your 16 largest cities. An animal that is multiplying faster than any city can control. An animal that is getting smarter with every generation. An animal that has been living alongside you since the first city ever existed. The mouse in your walls isn't a minor inconvenience. It is a pandemic risk with legs. So here's what we know. 8 billion rats, minimum, growing. 50 diseases, including one with pandemic potential that just killed 3 people on a cruise ship. An animal smart enough to teach its children which of your traps to avoid. An animal that can enter your home through a hole the size of a coin and chew through your wiring while you sleep. And climate change is accelerating every single part of this. We called them vermin. We built sewers and assumed that would contain them. We set traps and assumed they'd fall for them. We were wrong. Every time. The most successful mammal on Earth, after you, has been living inside your walls, inside your cities, inside your food supply, since the beginning of civilization. And it's still winning. Maybe that's the most unsettling part. Not that rats are dangerous, but that they've been this dangerous the entire time. And we built entire cities without ever taking them seriously. Smash that like button if you're going to check your walls tonight. Subscribe to Facts That Ruin, new episode every week. And drop your city in the comments. Is it on the list of 11 where rat populations are rising? Tag someone who needs to know this, specifically anyone who has a gap under their front door.